So my name is Postma. I'm the general manager here at this beautiful resort, the Ritz-Carlton Maldives, Fari Islands. And I've had the pleasure of being here now for 11 months. Prior to this, I was in Singapore for 6 years, also in the luxury hospitality. My core, or my philosophy has probably evolved along with my journey. When I just started over 25 years, over 30 years ago, young, full of active energy, and where I have come to now, I'd like to think I'm a bit more mature, I'm a bit more grounded. But I think what has really impacted me the most is my different destinations. So having worked in Brussels, in London, in Dublin, Singapore, Washington DC, and now in this beautiful island nation, the Maldives. With every step you get to know a different culture, a different group of people, a different brand that you work with, and that ultimately shapes you. And as long as you're curious to accept what you're seeing, I believe that would then ultimately shape who I am as a leader and professionally, but also who I am as a human being, learning about the new environments. What I have remained very true to is two things. First of all, we're hosts, we're hospitality professionals. We're here to ensure that our guests have the most incredible experiences, and that they take memories home that hopefully will last them a lifetime, and ultimately that they will share with passion, with emotion, with their family members, with their friends, or whenever they want to. And at the ground of all of that is our ladies and gentlemen, the group of people, the team members that really create the magic for our guests. And I see it as my real goal in making sure that I support them, that they have all the tools, all the knowledge to be able to deliver on the expectations that not just the guests set on them, but also us as business leaders. Hospitality is an industry where we're human people dealing with human people. It's a very human interaction, and passion is key. As the ladies and gentlemen delivering that service to our guests, we have to reflect our genuine passion about what we're doing to them. That's the only way that we can deliver the type of experience they're expecting at this luxury, ultra luxury level. And we need to make sure that I can light up that passion in them. And by I mean our leadership, but also as a family, as a community, that we're here to support each other, that we're here to encourage each other, that we're here to inspire each other, to be able to deliver to the absolute best and constantly strive for excellence. Because ultimately we are in an industry where expectations are very high for obvious reasons, and we need to deliver on those, and we can only do that when we're at our very best. And at the same time, because we do it through passion, our guests will notice that. So the emotional connection will be automatically there. That's also why when we recruit our future ladies and gentlemen, we really look for the attitude within them, more so than the skill set. We can teach them the skills. We can teach them how to do a check-in. We can teach them how to cook a dish. We can't teach them how to smile. We can't teach them to be passionate about the dish that they cook, or show curiosity in the guest or the individual, their colleague that they're engaging with. I'd say look out there and look at the beauty that you can see from this island. Of course, I've got the privilege that I can see that. But let me first go back to the Maldives. I think the Maldives in itself is a destination that people seek out to come and explore. whether it's a once in a lifetime special occasion, a bucket list destination for some, or their preferred location to come back to recharge, to relax, to spend quality time with loved ones. And I believe that with the Ritz-Carlton we fit perfectly into there. First of all, we've got an incredible brand which is built on a legacy around excellence within the hospitality industry, within luxury hospitality. And being then part of a brand such as Marriott with the Marriott Bonvoy program behind it, those are already two key elements that immediately make us stand out at the very forefront when people make their selection. At the same time, the couple of advantages that I believe we have here, apart from the incredible ladies and gentlemen that deliver the service and the experiences, is our proximity to Mali, less than an hour boat's ride away, yet far enough that you feel that you're already completely secluded. You arrive here and there's nothing else around you. You can only see the island and then the blue sea and the blue sky, or the starry night sky if you're here in the evenings. So I think the proximity to Mali is a key advantage that we have. At the same time, also being part of the Fari Islands, you've got 2 resorts here, and our guests have access to both properties. So they have access to over 17 different F&B concepts. They've got access to 2 spas, they've got access to 2 beaches. So if you're here for 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month, there's enough to keep you busy and constantly exploring new things. So you can't get bored. Or if you're here to be bored, we can make you as bored as possible. And then finally, looking at our ladies and gentlemen, the fact that we've got a separate staff island, our Fari campus, I believe is a key point of attraction and to bring new talent to this island, as well as of retention. The fact that they can have their own community outside of work, make friends, spend quality time together, is a huge advantage. That's a good question and a difficult one to answer, because we take it for granted that we do it at every step. It's built into our gold standards, it's part of our philosophy, it's part of our 3 steps of service, the anticipatory element that we constantly look at ways of, to put it simply, wowing our guests. My message to our ladies and gentlemen is always their one goal of the day should be to create a surprise for every single guest that they engage with. And that surprise is simply a guest going, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And that can be as simple as through being attentive, knowing what someone's preferences are, how they want their mango cut for breakfast, and that the second breakfast is already cut in that way without them having to ask it. Or it can be understanding that it's somebody's special occasion, somebody's birthday, and then sort of secretly conversing with their partner or their loved ones to understand what is it going to make special for them, what colors, what flavors, and then working with them to be able to deliver on that. Ultimately, really it's about being able to get to know our guests, understand their passions, understand what's important to them, why are they here, and then being able to adapt their experience, their stay, based on that. The Maldives has got a very exciting few years ahead of itself. I think it's established itself as one of the key, if not the key, luxury destination in the world. And the fact that we've got all these new top-end luxury brands coming into the market, yeah, it's somewhere a bit daunting, new competition, but I think more importantly in the long distance, in the long term, it again cements the importance of the Maldives in that luxury segment. These new brands will bring new customers to our islands, will reaffirm the fact that if you come to the Maldives, you come for pure luxury, ultra luxury. And we play right into that place. And with that, our guests will change to a certain extent, but they also always come here for one key reason, and that is to relax, to spend quality time with the people that they may not necessarily get that time with when in their hectic, busy lives. This is a place where you can really detach yourself, reflect, spend some real quality time, recharge for what's coming ahead of you. And as long as we deliver that, we will always remain relevant. Yes, we need to be mindful of our new customers, the younger generation that is working towards becoming our new clients, the children of our existing guests that in 10, 20 years will be our new guests, and being able to adapt to what their needs are. And the one thing that I do see over the years is that change is becoming faster and faster. So we as professionals, we need to be more nimble. We need to be able to pivot quicker. We need to be able to be more innovative, how to have more of an entrepreneurial mindset. Doing what we did a few years ago and thinking that it'll help us for the next few years is not the case. I've got a 5-year strategic plan with the team that we're constantly evolving, and at least twice a year we review and see whether it's still relevant, not just the next 12 months, but even 5 years from now, based on the information that we have. The biggest challenge that I foresee as we move forward is the quality of our talent, of our ladies and gentlemen. With the Maldives having so many resorts, we all want the absolute best ladies and gentlemen working for us. And with new resorts opening up, that's going to become more and more of a challenge. And I think as hotel operators, we need to see how we can support the Maldives with that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we shouldn't bring more luxury properties on, but how can we deliver on the supply of talent? And that is where we've got, with Merit, we've got our Kurimagu program, which is very much aimed at developing our local community, our local mid-management level, and helping them to grow into management. We've got strong internship programs, we've got management trainee programs, because that is the future of our industry. But we need to look at that now so that we can tackle it 3, 5, 10 years down the line, so that we can build that pipeline. That's one key thing that I see. Of course, in the current day and age, supply is, as we've seen over the last few weeks, is a critical element. So we need to be able to pivot. We need to be able to adapt quickly and have a very open mind of how we do our business, and go with the flow, as one would say. When it comes to marketing, it's how can we make the best use of digitalization. It's all of the social media that is out there. The guests, or when you look at social media, your attention span, and I see it when I look at Instagram, I'm not a TikTok person, but Instagram, if it takes me longer than a few seconds to capture what's there, my attention span is gone. And we need to be mindful that as we progress, as our customer base changes, as the way in which we engage with technology changes, that we adapt that marketing accordingly. Doesn't mean that everything has to be within a couple of seconds you need to get that message across, but it means that whatever worked a few years ago, or maybe even last year, doesn't necessarily work now anymore. You need to be aware of the trends. You need to be able to capture them. I may not be a TikTok person, but I know a lot of our guests love TikTok. So how do we attract them through that channel? And there, luckily enough, I've got some wonderful ladies on our marketing team who are young and understand that demographic a lot better than I do. And that can play into that and can guide me, mentor me, coach me, and that inspire me in doing the absolute best there.